But we're going to go down this way. There's a ruin, a very well-preserved ruin of a stagecoach stop that's down here. And I want to see the condition of it, and the reason being is because one night me and my family and I were out here riding. Let me see if I can remember who was with me. It was me, my ex-wife, my brother, and my 2 kids, or one of my kids. One of my kids, I'm not sure if both of them were with. I can't remember for sure on that, but my brother is like 15 years younger than me, so he was very young at the time as well, and we were out here just riding around, and we were just kind of enjoying a ride. And back in them days, I wasn't really as interested in old town sites as I am now. Like, I rode through all of this stuff before in the past, and I just it didn't really register to me then. I mean, I remember thinking, wow, this is all pretty cool, you know, it's all neat and everything, but I don't remember you know, respecting history like I do now, you know, or being really interested in it back then. But anyway, we got out here, and we made it all the way to Packer, and that's when I accidentally discovered Packer, was that particular day, I do believe. And we were on our way back, and it was just a long ways. It got dark and started looking like it was gonna storm, you know, like it wasn't it was turning ugly quick. The wind was blowing real bad. It was super cold. It was just getting ugly. So we made it to that stagecoach stop that I'm gonna go to now, and we took shelter in that stagecoach stop for the night. You know, I had a tent with me, you know, that was on my rack of my quad, and we had, you know, some sleeping bags and stuff like that, because the plan was that we were going to camp, but we started coming back, and then we thought we were going to make it back, but we had all this stuff with us, thank goodness, because we didn't make it back in time. And we set up the tent inside that stagecoach stop, you know, because the walls were blocking the wind and rain, and we set it up inside there, stayed the night, and in the morning, after the storm was over, packed up everything and finished our way back home. And what's interesting, we didn't know it at the time, because we came in a different route. I think we may have come in the way that I came in today. It's very possible. I don't know. It's many years ago. But came in a different way, and we, you know, it turns out we wake up in the morning, we pack everything up, and we weren't very far from our truck. I mean, I'm talking probably definitely 5 miles, 6 miles or something like that from our truck. We weren't very far away, so you know, we may have made it. I mean, it's hard to say because it was pitch black dark. You know, finding the path was difficult, to say the least. So I don't know. It was probably the safest thing to do is just take shelter for the evening and you know, finish our way back, because it had already started pouring rain, and you know, the kids were not doing real well. You know, they were cold and you know, whining and all that kind of stuff. So that's a little story about what happened that night. And man, I'm telling you what, all night long I woke up, you know, with the wind just whistling through that building, or what was left of that building. You know, it's a ruin. And we just hunkered down, man, and that was a really bad storm. It was pouring rain, and it just came out of nowhere. You know, like Arizona, you know, had that happening, you know, and back then, you know, predicting the weather was even worse. It was even more difficult than it is now. And I just remember that storm, you know, kind of brewing up, you know, towards the end of the day. And as we were coming back, it just hit like a hammer, and it just came out of nowhere. There wasn't you know, rain forecast or anything for that day, and it just suddenly came out of nowhere. And then again, I also remember that, you know, back in them days, I wasn't as diligent at making sure the weather's going to be good and stuff like that. But I mean, this is Arizona, man. I mean, a storm can come out of nowhere. It can happen, especially out here in the middle of, you know, no man's land. You know, you can just be like, it's a good day, you know, it's been a good day all day, and then just boom, next thing you know, you're in a storm from hell. The stagecoach stop, I've never been able to find out much about that, because it's on the other side of the turn that we came in on. So like, the turn that we came in on is coming up, and then it's past that. So I don't know why it's there. I mean, maybe we don't know what path people took, you know. Maybe that was another path to get to, you know, the next, you know, town or something. But they would put stagecoach stops like that, you know, and along the way, you know, so you could resupply, rest, and that kind of thing between locations. All right, it's right here. Okay, so don't go that way. Go this way. Yeah, see, we're going to want to stay in the wash area. Yeah, I do believe this is the right way. It's weird how this trail looks very unused. Maybe not a lot of people go this way. Maybe not a lot of people know it's there. That might be why it's so well preserved. I don't see any tracks in here at all. Yeah, we don't want it to get any worse than this. But I feel like my memory is correct, and that this is where it was. But I mean, but holy smokes, is that starting to get... It's like right here. I wonder if that's what's marked Boulder. Okay, hit reverse here. It's almost like it's right here. Let me go in. Deep or anything, it's just really rough. Man, I just can't believe that this is so much worse than it used to be. Damn Boulder Garden, man. I certainly do not remember the Boulder Garden. That wasn't too bad. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like right here. Man, it shows that it's like right here. Or maybe I'm pointing out you know, where it says Boulder. Maybe that's me pointing out, oh, there it is. There it is, guys, I found it. But that mark on the GPS where it says Boulder, that may be me marking the boulders. That makes sense, right? That's what it was. I wasn't marking the stagecoach stop. I was marking the fact that that boulder garden was there. But here it is. Holy smokes, it's almost exactly as I last left it. There it is, man. How about that shit? Okay, let's go take a look at this. Definitely something we have to take a look at here. But let me... All right, guys, I wanted to kind of show you the inside of this ruin, and I got to thinking while looking at it, is that this was always believed to be a stagecoach stop, and now I believe that it was not a stagecoach stop. Now that I'm older, wiser, and know a little bit more about stuff, I'm thinking that this was a house, this was a home, this was somebody's home. And the reason being is this was probably the living quarters. We got two openings for stovepipes. One would probably have been the stove, and the other one would probably have been some sort of fireplace or something like that, because there's no built-in fireplace. And then let's go along the back side. Can't get through that door. Along the back of this is what I believe to be like a maybe a patio area or something like that. I'm not really certain what that is, but one thing's for sure. Look over here. That's a mine. That's why I believe that it's a home and not a stagecoach stop. Because why would you have a mine that close to what is believed to be a stagecoach stop? I'm not going to crawl up there, but because that's not my cup of tea anymore. But there is a trail that goes up right here, and it looks pretty wicked. There's no doubt about that. So I won't be trying that either, but I cannot believe that this is still here. I mean, not for lack of trying to vandalize it, that's for sure. It looks like there's been plenty of attempts to vandalize it, but out here you got a couple of fire rings, 3 fire rings probably. There's some metal out here that people shot up. And if my memory serves me correct, it seems like there was an old car out here. I mean, I don't know if I'm making that up or what, but all of this metal, like the silver metal, this is all probably from the roof. This probably had a metal roof. This looks like it could be, you know, some sort of mining apparatus or something. I don't know. But see, there's tin strewn all over the place, and that was probably the roof. The roof was probably wood, and that's probably why it's not here. And you can see metal studs at the very top of the structure. So I'm thinking the top was wood, had wood beams across, and it just had a wood top, and this corrugated metal was the roof material. That's what I think. So anyway, really cool piece of history. I wish we knew you know more about this than we do, but I believe this to be an old home. That's what I think it is. But anyway, that's probably going to be it for today, guys, unless something happens or I come across something else. I'm just pretty much going to head back to my van for the night, and maybe I'll film something when I get there. But I'm gonna get me a drink of water and send Joanna a message, let her know everything's cool, head back through that boulder garden from hell, and then make it back to my van and kind of get settled in for the night. And it is I don't know, it's like 3 o'clock, so by the time I get back to the van, it'll be, you know, starting to get dark, and it'll be starting to think about getting some dinner. All right, guys, thanks for joining me for today's adventure, and we'll get back to you soon. Talk to you later. Let me turn this around. Talk to you later, guys. On that end. All right, guys, I'm on my way back. Almost all the way back. Let me clean my lens off here. And came across this family of wild burros. There's a baby right there on the other side of its mother. I'm to assume it's its mother.